We're going to start things off with Gonzaga. For my money, the best team in the country. Snow, since you're the guest, I'm going to allow you to lead it off. Why does Gonzaga suck?
They have absolutely no rim protection, like none. Drew Timme, great player, doesn't protect the rim. None of their other forwards really protect the rim. And I really think, you get good guards who can really attack downhill against them. As good as Gonzaga is, that's their kryptonite right now, is big downhill athletic guards like, say, Baylor has, with no rim protection on the back end for Gonzaga. I think that's something that could give them some serious problems. Now, that doesn't mean they stink, but when you have no rim protector back there and another team can overwhelm their guards a little bit athletically, I think that could be an interesting matchup in March. Whoever that team is, Baylor initially came to mind.
Yeah, Baylor is the one matchup for them that is really worrying to me because they have as many guards as Gonzaga does. And the thing about other than Jalen Suggs, who's just a freak, Andrew Nembhard and Joel Ayayi are not exactly the most fleet of foot. There's a reason why Andrew Nembhard did not work in Mike White's system. So I think that is definitely something that was concerning. I actually had written on my list, it kind of goes along the same lines of what you were saying, was front court depth. What happens if Drew Timme gets into foul trouble? The one thing that kind of frustrated me about watching them in league plays, like you have all of these teams that you're just rolling over. Why aren't you getting Umar Ballo more minutes than he got? That was the one frustrating thing for me. Dave, where are you at? Why does Gonzaga suck?
I was actually gonna go with that. I was literally gonna bring up the point where most teams that they played early on that had pretty decent bigs gave Drew Timme issues as far as scoring. I look back at our West Virginia game. Granted, Jalen Suggs was out of the game, so it kind of got a little bit closer than it was supposed to be. But Oscar Tshiebwe and Derek Culver really gave the inside of their defense a little bit of trouble. So, I mean, one of those things is, can they find somebody that can come in and help them defensively? I don't think so. I mean, they are what they are right now, and they usually go out to outscore teams. So I expect them to continue to do that. But if we can find a team in the country that has decent enough guards to push Gonzaga and also inside scoring, I'm still looking. I don't know who this team is, so, especially this season. It's kind of tough.
So the other thing I'll say is defensively, Rob, you look at their numbers. Now, overall, it's really good. But they don't really dominate in any one area. It's like they're pretty good at everything. So I wonder, does that against Iowa, it's a perfect matchup for Gonzaga. But against a team with more athleticism, bigger, more physical, do some of those numbers that are kind of middling overall get exposed in a tournament setting where it's one and done? That'd be my other area with them defensively, is just they just don't, they don't force a ton of turnovers. They don't, as I said, they don't block shots. They're good. They're a really good defensive rebounding team. But how much of that is the teams that they've played against in terms of their offensive rebounding? I don't, Deshaun, you might remember what they did against West Virginia in terms of keeping West Virginia off the offensive glass. I didn't look specifically, but just they don't have that standout defensive trait that you could really point to.
Yeah.
So what are the teams that we already mentioned? Baylor. Is there anyone else that you look at and you say, okay, that's a team that I think Gonzaga could actually struggle with? Because for me, Illinois kind of pops off the page as one of those teams. You can match them with the athletic guards, guys that can get to the rim. Kofi's a monster. So that's the team that kind of I circled that was like, okay, they could give Gonzaga a little bit of trouble.
But then again, I don't know. Because Illinois, I mean, off rip, you say Illinois, but then I think if Gonzaga gets them in the half court, then what? Then what happens? So I don't know. If they can just run out Gonzaga out of the gym, possibly, yeah. So I don't know.
I think Alabama could give them a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I can see that.
The way they push the pace and just, you get those guys going downhill with the athleticism that Alabama has. I think they're a team that, if they're having a good day, is team kind of set up to beat Gonzaga.
Yeah, I don't want to kill Rob's Alabama too early. Rob still loves Alabama. I'm going to save it for later when Rob asks.
I do. I like Alabama. We'll get into them in a minute because they have some definite flaws.